lovely people. Hi, Enya. This is Enya from Nigeria, and here we are again back with real life with Enya and Hina. And in this episode, we are going to talk about the science of habits, how to create a lasting positive change. Okay, so this is going to be an amazing topic, amazing discussion that we are going to have. And kindly lend your ears and hear to this. And let us introduce each other. Yes, Enya, my sweetheart, you can please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. It's always a pleasure to be here and to have you join us. So my name is Enya Epele, and I am from Nigeria. Yes, I am a coach. I'm a mind coach, and my niche is personal development and mind mastery. And so Hina and I are teaming together to bring you valuable insight and information on daily things that are just part of our lives so that we can kind of improve the quality of our being. Right.
Wow, amazing. So let me introduce myself. This was a beautiful introduction given by my lovely, lovely Enya, the beautiful soul, I can say. And well, this is Hina Enya. I'm a former soil scientist from Indian Institute of Science, certified wellness coach, certified life coach, a motivational speaker. And here we are coming every time and discussing a topic, and that is related with the true life of the people, what's happening in their lives. And many people, they are not able to speak up about what's happening in their life, and they are stuck in their life, they are suffering in their life, and they are not understanding where they have to go to find the solutions for the problems they are struggling with. And it so happens that they fall in the trap of, the wrong people, and the life also takes a wrong kind of track. So here we are, and this is definitely going to help you out. There's anything after this, you can just leave your comments, and you can connect with us, and we are there to help you. And as it is about the science and the habits, that you can develop to have that lasting positive change, and I would expect India to first give a few highlights about what exactly this is supposed to be. Yes, India.
Okay, so we're talking about the science of habit, and we know that science is something that is measurable. Okay, so a habit is just a settled tendency or usual manner of behavior. So we all build our habits, and it starts with doing little things, and then through consistency and you just keep doing it and doing it. After a while, it becomes this automatic response or this automatic way of doing things. So there are different kinds of habits. It could be the habit of exercising. You have to intentionally groom a habit. Yeah, so that's just the basic foundation. Okay. Perhaps you have some further insight.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Enya. So, see, actually creating the lasting positive change, it involves what? Understanding human behavior, habits, as we are talking about, brain's mechanism. And I'm just going to break it down with certain techniques and analogies here. So just start small. The first thing I can say is never think of doing anything so big when it is going to be a start. Okay. Even if you have got a break from something, you would have got stuck, but still start small. And that is nothing but the domino effect. It's just like, a small push on one domino can lead to a chain reaction. You would have seen that. And that makes the tiny positive changes. Only one small step of a positive change in you can bring lots of positive changes, just like a chain. And that will help in building the momentum. And this habit formation, it's like, the kind of experiences you go through in your habits. Because even in my Insta Live, I have spoken about this. And even in one of my reel, I have spoken about this. And I have done a lot of research on this. When you develop the habits, the neural pathways are created in your brain. Just think your brain as a forest. So when you repeat a behavior, you are carving a path. And over time, what happens? That becomes more defined. And creating that lasting change, it involves replacing that old path with a new one. And next is your consistency. As Enya spoke about, being consistent. You have got the path, you've got the clarity. Then starts consistency. Just like water slowly carving a path through the rock. And consistent actions, start reshaping your brain. And your brain gets adjusted to that, to those neural pathways. Because you started getting into the new habits, and with consistency, these pathways are created in your brain, and you become habitual to those things. Why are people so much habitual to the wrong negative things in life? Why? Because they feel that is more easier, but that in the future becomes more difficult to get out of that because it has lots of negative repercussions. And repeating positive behaviors actually it helps to reinforce the change in you. And even many
Mhm.
people, Enya, even after that, they do not feel the gratitude or they do not feel grateful even for the small step that they have taken towards that positive change. You understand? Even any kind of habit. What they feel is, why should we reward ourselves? Is that a big deal? Everybody does that. So what's so big deal about it? Even for your kind information, even if you have cooked food for that particular day, just it can be your routine, but still be grateful that you were in a position to cook food. Just go and see those people lying in ICU. They're not in a position to do anything. You have your own family, you have your own shelter. Could be there are a lot of differences happening in your family, but just go and see an orphanage and you will understand the reality of life. Okay.
Mm.
And at the same time, if you are not being associated with some people who can support you, can help you, can guide you can have the social support. It's just like a herd
Mm.
behavior. You know what? Humans are influenced by those people around them. Actually, it is at the average of 5, but as a scientist, I can say it's not only the average of 5, it can be the average of 10 or 20. It depends upon the kind of people you are always surrounding with because that has an influence on you. Just watch out.
Mm.
Are those people just showing sympathy to you? Are those people empathizing with you? And are those people supporting you to grow? Or are those people putting you down? You have to be very mindful about that. And as I'm saying about mindfulness, it's nothing but cognitive restructure. Imagine you may be listening to this video, but your thoughts are somewhere else floating around. So what happens? You're not mindful. So even you can observe that, are you mindful of doing something? So where is your focus going on? So this cognitive restructuring, as I said, imagine your thoughts as clouds they are passing. And mindfulness actually, you know what? It helps you to observe your negative thoughts without attachment, allowing you to reframe them and focus on your positive actions. And even the
Mhm.
neuroplasticity, it's just like your brain's ability to reorganize itself, just like a clay. You have a clay, and what are you going to do with that clay? Again, do something and make some structure out of it. So engaging in new activities, learning continuously, be a learner every time. Do not be like, I'm full cup of tea and I know everything. No, always be an empty cup when you learn something
Mm.
so that you get the
Mm.
knowledge, you fill it, then again an empty cup, then again fill the knowledge, and you are implementing. It's not only getting knowledge, but implementing is very important. And you can see a receptive change inside your brain that's
Right.
happening, and your brain gets adjusted
Mm.
to that. Goal settings is
Mhm.
also very, very important. It's just like a GPS navigator. Set clear and specific goals, just like a GPS destination. It has to be for that particular day. Do not have, yes, you can even have the goals for a year and everything, but start with smaller goals. Today, what am I going to do? 3 constructive things today in my day so that you can applaud yourself. You can feel better about yourself. Your brain will work to navigate towards them, keeping you focused and motivated. And delayed gratification is one such thing. What happens is similar to the famous marshmallow test, which actually it is done. Practicing delayed gratification helps build you self-control and patience. Key factors, actually in sustaining the positive change. And also, I have seen India, my students, I have seen they be so harsh upon themselves, more than people putting the guilt inside them. They feel guilty about everything. They beat them up so harshly and saying, no, I'm not worth, I'm not able to do this, they are able to do that much, and I'm not this one, I do not deserve this. All this becomes when you are not compassionate towards your own self. Just be very kind, treat yourself like a kind friend, become a good friend of your own self rather than thinking that nobody is there to befriend me. When you yourself you're not able to enjoy your company or befriend yourself or love yourself, be kind with yourself, how can you think that somebody else is going to do that thing? Right? And you have to visualize this success. This is what I tell my students to do. Visualize. That works like this. It works for me as well. Athletes mentally they rehearse their success. You know that because we are associated with athletes as well. So I have seen them, physically I have met them, personally I have met them. Before doing anything, they visualize their success. And that will help you to embrace positive change. And always remember, creating a positive change that is lasting, it needs a lot of patience with yourself and commitment to the journey. Consistency is what makes you committed, just like nurturing a plant to fully blow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then later I'm going to talk to you guys about certain techniques that can help you to bring this positive change. And I will hand over now to Enya. Yes, sweetheart, please carry on.
Yeah, you're really correct. You know, we build habits, and most of the time, our habits are an acquired mode of behavior, okay, that has become involuntary. So you do it without thinking. So there are habits that serve us, and then there are habits that don't serve us. You know, many times, like I have a very young, active son, and I found myself, you know, most of the time, maybe when I've set my mind to do something, and then of course he comes, mommy, I'm hungry, or mommy, I want this. And I really had to tell him, as I was coming on this call, that listen, I have a live, please, I don't want you to come in here and interrupt me. But the tendency of the time is to react involuntarily, especially when I feel, oh, he's interrupting me. It's an involuntary movement, you know, action. And the next thing I say is, okay, go away, go away, go away. You know, it's habit. But now I'm learning that the more that I, you know, push him and say, go away, the more likely he's going to stand there until he gets the attention that he needs. So I had to retrain myself from that involuntary habit of go away, to taking the time to say, okay, what do you need? And then I hear him out, and then I say, okay, look, this is what I'm doing right now. When I finish this, then I can attend to you. Now, when you're building a new habit, like you said, you're building new neural pathways.
Pathways.
Expect it to be an automatic thing. You know how sometimes you have built a habit of being easily irritated or angry. So every small thing kind of sets you off. Okay? It's something that you have conditioned yourself to doing, maybe because of the rewards that you get from it, temporary rewards. So maybe somebody comes to you, or somebody does something and you interpret it in a certain way, and you get angry, right? And your anger kind of takes the person, you know, aback. And the person kind of retraces, you know, their steps. And then your mind interprets it as, okay, so it's a solution, it works. So the next time somebody, or you're triggered by somebody, you take on that reaction again, and it works. And then it becomes something you feel gives you the reward that you want. And so you build on it until it becomes a habit. But like you rightly said, Hina, sometimes when you pick up a habit that doesn't serve you, when it's time to take it down, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
I used to have very deep, dark moods. I was a moody person. Okay, because if you want to look at the personality types, I was what you would call a melancholy.
Oh.
So melancholy can have dark moods, right? I used to go into those moods and I had no idea. I just knew that I found myself slipping into them. I didn't know how to come out of them. But one day I was in that mood, and I heard, and I believe that was God speaking to me, because I'm a Christian. And I heard the same way that you got yourself into that mood is the same way you're going to pull yourself out of that mood. So I began to take the steps to do that. But now I tell you, the time span when I have those moods have improved drastically. And the reason being the power of meditation. Meditation is so key when it comes to these things, okay? And then I also learned how to write my states. This is the state I want to be in today. You know, I think you mentioned something about awareness. Awareness is so key. Living in the present moment.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness, exactly. This is what I feel. Why am I feeling this way? What brought me here? How can I move myself out of it? You have to be mindful. You have to be present. You have to be aware. You have to be able to identify what you're feeling so that you can make the changes. it's something that you do over a period of time, but there's no habit that cannot be changed. There's no, negative habit that cannot be changed.
Exactly.
So, like,
True. Totally agree with you. There is no negative habit that cannot be changed. And here, would you like to know certain techniques that I'm going to tell you? If you want, you can just wrote it down by just, listening to this video. It's very, very important. And that is really going to help you out. One is cue routine reward loop. Okay. This is by research. And here, what actually is cue? Cue is the trigger. You should know what is the trigger that is causing you get into that negativity. And you have to also understand the routine, that is your behavior, and also the reward that is associated with that habit. If you are going to develop a habit, for instance, if you are always scrolling through the Instagram or always on the screen, then if you get out of this habit, even you have to tell yourself that you are going to reward. Okay. So that will work wonders for you, not only to others, even to your own self. We are very easy to work on others or guide others or tell others, but when it comes to us, it becomes very difficult. So first, what I tell is first you become your own teacher to your own soul, to your own habits, to your own behavior, to own nature. Then you will be in a position to become that reflection to the world. You will become a role model to the world. First, I tell is before changing somebody, first start the changes within you. You become such a person that anybody sees you, you're full on energy, you have full that vibe in you, and anybody get attracted and anybody would like to change and transform their lives. You become like that. You understand? So you have to even reward yourself for the kind of habit that you're going to change. Once you start the changes in you, once you see that you have immediately shifted to that change, and you can replace like this the negative routines with the positive ones while keeping the same cue and the reward. Okay. At the same time, implementation intentions. What are this? If then planning. That's formulate. Like if then plans that specify a situation. If and the corresponding action. If I'm going to do like this, then what will be the action? And what will be the consequences? This pre-planning will increase likelihood of following through with your positive behaviors. Supposing
right.
if I am on the screen for so long, then I'm not going to watch television for rest of the week. This should be like you are a true teacher to your own self. Always I tell this to my students, become a true teacher to your own self. You have to guard yourself. You have to have a boundary for your own kind of negative feelings that you are always developing. How? By setting those boundaries. If I am doing this, then this will be the consequences. That is why you can train your own self. Even the tiny habits, that is called as a BJ Fox method. You understand? You have to start with incredibly small actions. Always I say go small, start small. Why? Because when it is small, then it becomes easier for you and you have that happiness and the eagerness to take the next step. First of all, if you are
Right.
feeling something very difficult, then definitely you will not have the kind of liking to take that step again. You'll get terrified,
Yeah.
right? You'll not feel the interest. So I say go easy and start small. And as you consistently perform these small actions, that will lead to more significant positive changes over time. And coming up
Yeah.
with habit stacking method, that is the James Clear's technique. You have to pair a new habit with the existing one. Now you have developed a new habit after a week or after a month. Now you're going to pair up that new habit with the old habit that you have already started developing. That is a good habit. I'm not talking about the wrong habits, the good habits. So what happens when you are pairing them? The existing habit serves as a cue for the new habit. And this makes it easier for you to integrate your routine. Progress tracking, that is the visual reinforcement. Keep a record of your progress. It's very, very mandatory. I tell my students, you should have a progress chart with you. Progress chart is very important. When you are visualizing your improvements over time, it provides a sense of accomplishment. It motivates you to continue. Otherwise, what happens? Oh, I could not do this today. Yesterday, I could do it. This is the way you are trying to beat up yourself. But when you have a progress chart and when you know, oh, this day I did it, this day I did it. So for entire week, I could accomplish so much. And you will feel really great about it, happy about it. Social accountability. What is that? Peer pressure for good. Share your goals with your friend. I'm not saying with that friend who is not true to you. And it may be difficult for you to find out who is a true friend, who may not be a true friend. It so happens even that somebody, at some point of time, they may change. So you should be knowing what kind of friend it is, so that they are going to be happy with your happiness. They are going to share your pain when you are in pain. You understand? And they're going to help you and motivate you to grow higher and higher. So surround yourself with such kind of friends who think good of you. And when you are doing that, when you're sharing, you will have a kind of feeling that somebody is there, like an accountability partner, to keep a check on it. And if it is a good friend, they're going to keep a check on it. Some point of time, they're going to make you realize, are you doing it or not? And that will keep you on track and motivated again. Positive self-talk. This is what I say. Cognitive restructuring. How will you do that? Challenge that negative self-talk and replace it with positive affirmations. This is what I tell my students. Whatever I'm telling my students, I have taught my students the kind of transformations they have got, the kind of positive life they are living now. It's such a kind of transformation in their life which they had never ever thought of. So this is all by Almighty's grace, and I'm there just like a messenger helping them. This is what even I teach them, which I practice, which I had researched, which I have got it from my scientists, with who I'm working with, and also with the international and the national coaches worldwide. And this is what even I'm teaching you. So when you are getting into the challenging negative self-talk, you can replace it with positive affirmations. You can just imagine and say, you have to think that as some of your enemy and talking to that enemy and saying, hey, you negativity, you think that you can bog me down? You can't do that. I'm very strong enough and I can just be the best. And I'm going to be the best. And I challenge you negativity. You have to talk. And for you, it may sound like very weird, but this works. But this works. When I had lost my ability of movements and I was into total stress, state of depression, slowly, even that phase, I was talking to myself like this. You understand? Right. What happens is this is going to rewire your brain's thought pattern and it will reinforce your positive behavior. And you can also reward the substitution, like the dopamine detour. What do you mean by that? You can replace the unhealthy rewards with the healthier ones. For example, if you're stressed and you're used to reaching out for junk food, try just going out for something which is nutritious, something which is going to help you out, like Enya said about meditation, yoga, or doing some kind of activity, or just play a music and just dance for that. No. As if when you are dancing, the happy hormones are released, and they are not going to let you, get into the wrong track of even touching your junk food. Take it from me. This will happen. But you should be on high energy, you should have that consistency, and you should be a strong teacher to your own self. But the basic root of all the problem is, your lifestyle, which I keep on saying again and again, the 5 pillars in your lifestyle. First, what kind of food that you're providing to your body. And that food only creates those healthy bacteria in your gut. And this healthy bacteria will command your brain. And this functioning of your brain is leading to the actions in your life and the feelings in your life. So you should be mindful about that. The more of junk bacteria, that is the unhealthy bacteria and unhealthy thoughts, negative feelings, negative actions, and negative consequences of your life. So you should be mindful about that. And as we spoke about again, the mindful awareness, savoring the moment. You have to practice that mindfulness during your chosen positive behavior. Oh, now I'm not watching the screen. Now I'm totally dedicated towards my sleep because I am getting discipline. This is my habit and I'm going to do it with consistency. Fully engage your senses and focus on the present moment. And I'm telling you again, if you're watching this video, focus. Somebody came, somebody is saying something, or your phone is ringing, again you're distracted. Oh, this is a very important call, I have to attend the call. Or somebody is coming, somebody is at the door, let me attend. What is that? It's not mindfulness. Mindfulness needs a lot of commitment and patience. So when you are becoming mindful, the positive changes are highly possible within you. I guarantee this. Fully engage your senses, as I said, and focusing in the present moment. This will enhance the satisfaction that will derive, that whatever you are doing from. Consistency, that is very important. 2190 rule. What do you mean by that? Commit to a new behavior for 21 days to establish it as a habit. 21 days, because research says that a brain gets accustomed for 21 days. This is what I give my students, 21 days challenge. Anything we do, anything I do is 21 days challenge, not less than that. And because you get accustomed to that slowly, and the consistency also starts happening, provided you have somebody like us, a coach or accountability partner. And when you continue for 90 days to solidify it as part of your routine. Okay. For instance, if you want to take up some step of working out or putting a reel or doing something, And if you want that, do it like for 21 days and then for 90 days, and then that becomes your routine. Environmental changes
Yes.
also play a very, very important role. Make good habits easy. Rearrange your environment to make the positive behaviors. Like you're always like putting on the television, watching the Netflix and movies late night, and the guests are there. So what are you going to do? Even that environment matters to you. You have to make it very clear to yourself, no, I'm not sitting in front of the screen, come what may. Even if the guests are there, I know that I have to be disciplined. I have worked on this habit, so I'm just going to get back into my room. Let anybody think what they want, because I am doing it for my betterment. Okay, so even like, the junk food, as I said, keep something which is healthy for you, which is within your reach, and keep working out. See, even after having food, we have a tendency of sitting in the front of the screen. But now I'm sitting in front of you because this is a YouTube video. I'm just sitting. Otherwise, I would have stood and I give the session. I just stand for long, for 2, 3 hours, and I give the session to my students. You understand? So remember, creating that lasting change, it requires patience, persistence. Remember, patience and persistence. Consistently applying these techniques and habits will gradually reshape your behavior patterns and help you achieve your desired positive outcome. And lasting positive
Right.
change is very crucial for various reasons. And what are those reasons? I'm going to tell you after this, after Enya is going to talk. Yes, Enya.
Yeah, so I think I love what you said about, mindful awareness, because I think it's really important, and this is my understanding now, that you have to be intentional with yourself first, because when you have built momentum, and I got to understand also, Hina, that it takes 17 seconds to build momentum to every thought. So let's say you find yourself going in the usual pattern of negative thinking or easy anger or whatever it is, or binging or eating unhealthy food or whatever that, right? Once you become aware of it, and then you can shift your thoughts to something more positive. You are aware that, look, if I continue along this path, then this is the consequence. You mentioned something like that, right? There's a consequence if I
Exactly.
continue along this
Yeah,
path. So
yeah,
what do I do? Switch my to a more positive thought, and I continue, because every thought follows the next thought, right?
yeah.
So I build my positive thought for 17 seconds until I have built momentum in the right direction.
True.
But it all starts with being aware. So awareness is the foundation of habit change. So that's what I
Exactly.
want to say.
True, true, true. And as I said, what is that going to help you out? Okay, what actually are the reasons, that supported by scientific research? I tell you, having that lasting positive change is, it has an improved well-being. It helps you in getting reducing your stress, your anxiety, depression, neuroplasticity, and brain health. It will be awesome. It will be awesome. Your memory improvement, resilience against age-related cognitive decline, that all going to happen. It's going to improve a lot. Your physical health benefits, like your exercise or balanced nutrition, stress management, all this will contribute to a physical health, reducing the risk of chronic diseases, heart disease, enhance productivity and your performance. Your social connections are going to improve. Your emotional resilience is going to improve. This will have a better mental health outcome. Self-efficacy and confidence is going to build the confidence, impeccable confidence in you. The longevity also will be there. It also helps you to inspire others. You're psychologically, you're flourishing. So this is going to help you in lot more ways. I think
Okay,
I
I can
got
see you.
stuck. Yeah, this helps you in lot more ways. So I think we got stuck. No, any which ways, this is what it helps you when you are having this lasting positive change within you. So this is what we have for so far now in this video, and we are definitely going to come up with one more topic that's going to be quite interesting and that's going to change your life, and that happens only when you are trying to implement whatever is said here. And this, anything we are saying is based on the scientific research, which is backed by the Nobel Peace Prize winners, the scientists. Okay, so you can just implement this, and this is going to help you out. And anything is there, you can just reach out to us. Okay, so thank you so much, Enya, my sweetheart, for being there in this live show with Enya and Hina, the real life with Enya and Hina. And we are always there to help you out. We'll love you loads. Stay blessed and stay happy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.